I'd entertain a motion.
The motion needs to indicate what time the open meeting will resume as well.
Very good. And I have 9:01 now, and I would imagine the 25, let's say 9:20. Okay. I'd entertain that motion.
Mr. Mayor, I will make a motion to go into executive session to discuss non-elected personnel matters, exception KSA 75-4319B1. The open meeting will resume in council chambers at 9:20 p.m.
Second.
So moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good.
Mr. Mayor, would you like me to make a motion to return to open meeting with no action taken at 9:21?
Second.
So moved and seconded to resume the open meeting with no action taken at 7:21. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. We're back into the open meeting and on to our reports for this evening. City managers, the first.
It was, I think, discussed in the workshop, but it's also in the city manager report about the, I have it May, it's March 30th, groundbreaking for the water treatment facility. So that's tentatively scheduled at 1 p.m., barring April showers or what have you in March. But that is the date. We'll have it out on that site. As Frank mentioned earlier, there'll probably be some activity in the next couple of weeks for that before the actual groundbreaking. And then lastly, for those that were on the council a couple of years ago, we did go through a strategic planning session that involved a very robust effort, surveys and retreats and so on and so forth. I have reached out to Sheila Shockey, who is the firm that completed that, and asked them for at least some proposal as far as doing a little bit of a refresher course. So I'm just wondering if there's an appetite, knowing that this is a little out of order a little bit, but I was hoping to kind of do this and parlay it into our budget conversations that we're having anyway. In March and April, we've got some open dates. What I'm hoping to do is maybe have them complete a survey that goes out to the council, just kind of going through your typical strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, that type of thing, and then like a 2-hour retreat sometime in March or April, in hopes to try to kind of reframe the strategic plan, knowing that we've had a heck of a lot of accomplishments for the city, but we need to kind of turn to the future all over again, and hoping that facilitation with her would be helpful for everybody. So I just wanted to maybe see if you all would think that would be valuable, and if so, I'm happy to kind of work with her and move that forward, if that's. Or if there's any questions about it, or I can bring it back to the council for consideration as an action item too. It's a small expense, but it's an expense and an agreement. But I'd like to get going sooner than later, knowing there's some legwork that needs to get done.
Certainly see that could have a lot of benefits for the council going forward. Looking forward at transitions in the next year or so anyway, and I think this will help the community build to a better future. So I think it's a good idea for strategic planning.
I agree.
And I think the main thing would be, it would just be a very short.
It's never good.
That's not comforting.
Yeah. It would be a very short time frame in terms of what that means, but ultimately, again, we would try to incorporate that information into our budget conversations departmentally, and then bringing it forward to you all. So I will work towards that end then.
Good.
That's all I had, sorry.
That's it. Very good. On to city council items, and I think I've picked on everyone equally this evening, so I'll start with you, Mr. Shannon.
Nothing here.
I just wanted to point out that our own Ms. Wood is being inducted into the Wall of Honor, USD Wall of Honor.
Well
Thank you
respected.
very much.
Well deserved.
You know, we're getting way too comfortable with the Chiefs now that we don't even congratulate the Super Bowl victory, so I'll do it. Congratulations to the Chiefs.
Oh,
Just happy to be here.
Very good. Yeah, I was, somebody made mention about the parade that we were going to have Wednesday, and I was wrapped up in Tiblo days already, and I said, what parade? And they said, well, the Kansas City Chiefs parade downtown, and it's like, oh, yeah. For a second there, I accused it of being the Bonner Springs Chiefs, so fortunately, we're not planning a Chiefs parade in Bonner Springs to the level of which they're having in Kansas City, Missouri on Grand. Yeah, 500,000 people. That'll be kicking off from 6th and Grand at about noon and going to the Union Station where the festivities will start about 1:30. And hopefully all of you will tell me how nice it is down there because I don't believe I'll be able to attend.
It has changed all kinds of things in the school districts. I mean, lots of school districts have, and we've changed parent conferences from Wednesday.
Well, I would like to congratulate the Kansas City Chiefs. They've, and as well the Philadelphia Eagles and their fans who think they were put upon by the referees. Usually that often is the case, it seems. So it goes both ways, and we were also the recipients of some calls that I didn't think were as fortunate. But other things that are happening in Bonner Springs, the County Administrator Task Force Committee is winding down, and that announced, the finalists were announced and met the public and the commission, and hopefully there'll be an announcement soon, later this week, as to a new county administrator for Wyandotte County. One of the things I've been committed in doing, and we've been included in this process the city of Bonner Springs and Edwardsville have been included in this process more than ever before. And it speaks to the amount of respect that the administration has for Bonner Springs. I think our administration has been over backwards trying to educate some of the entrenched silos in the unified government as to our needs, wants, and desires for this part of the county, Bonner Springs. And so I've taken a commitment, put a commitment on myself to once each month at a commission meeting, make an appearance and let them know of something that's going on in Bonner Springs that we're doing here that's come across ours. For example, letting them know about a 800,000 square foot light industrial zone project that we have on the books, on the development books. So those are the things that they aren't aware of that are happening in Bonner Springs. The commission for the unified government is not aware of going on in Bonner Springs. And I think it's important that they specifically be continued to have that information put in front of them. And so to that end, all are welcome. It usually takes about 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And I've been fortunate that I've been able to go at the beginning of some of these meetings. Some of the commission meetings are a lot different type and style of local government than what we're used to here. And so it's a very educational situation. I'm saying that as nice as I possibly can. Other than that, all the other things pale in comparison. So I stand for questions, or I set for questions. Yes, please.
So I thought that was
Very telling.
the coach, I guess, came out and said,
when the pass was dropped and they said it was incomplete, but we could go on all night.
Yeah.
Other than that, yes, sir?
I just want to make one comment, because I know the mayor will not toot his own horn. I do want to thank him and appreciate his efforts on that selection committee as the chairman of that. If you watched the three candidates, they put forward three wonderful candidates for county commissioners, so I appreciate the efforts on that count.
Thank you. I think we did the very best we could, and it was a group effort and very well represented. Other than that, we're adjourned.